Yo, what is up YouTube Addicted TV, back with another video, and in today's video I am going to be talking about my list for the top 5 vehicles to own in GTA 5 online. If you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And just to be fair, money really isn't too much of an object in this, so don't think that they're all going to be super cheap or they're all going to be super expensive. They're kind of both. But yeah, let's hop right on into it. Alright, now for the first vehicle I have, this is number 5 on the list. It is the armored Kuruma. If you guys didn't know, this thing costs about $500,000. It's pretty cheap, and what I really like most about it is how agile it is for an armored vehicle. I know a lot of these big armored vehicles, they are, well, big and heavy, and they just don't get around very well. And that's something that's kind of different about the Kuruma, and it's not super expensive like some of the new armored cars are. If you guys didn't already know, it is bulletproof. That is another plus. I will say a downside to this car is it is not rocket proof at all, grenade, anything like that. You will die, you will blow up. That is the one downside to this vehicle, but in my eyes, everything else just goes up from there. It is really good for PvP also. I know that PvP is actually, this car is actually really good for PvP, if I'm being honest. PvE is also pretty good. If you guys didn't know, that's players versus environment. I mean, you can bring this thing pretty much anywhere and you will be completely fine off-roading. I mean, it's all-wheel drive chassis. It is just a really good car altogether. It's really good with doing jobs. If you are on a strict budget, this is a pretty good car. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about this one. Let's hop on in to the next vehicle. Alright, and for the fourth vehicle on the list, or the number 4 vehicle on the list, I have put down the Terabyte. And now there is a few reasons for the Terabyte. I mean, they're all kind of leaning towards the same thing, but I really do think for the price it is worth the money. You can buy this thing for 1.3 million, and that is not including the upgrades. Sadly, I think it equals out to be 1.7 million after some of the upgrades here. But other than that, it is a super good vehicle to have. As I said, the Kuruma is more agile than almost any other driving vehicle on this list, and we'll get into the non-driving vehicles too in this list. But for our driving vehicles, this is a little less agile than the Kuruma, but I think it well makes up for it. I think it takes about 34 rockets to blow this thing up, so it's safe to say nobody in any lobby is going to be killing you anytime soon. So it's a really good place to just hide out if you're trying to hide out. But yeah, another reason that this thing is just really good is it has standalone missions, and by that I mean Paige has client missions, and you can do those client missions. They're super easy to do. Another thing with the missions is on your nerve center, you can also hack, quote unquote, hack in to your businesses. You can do your gun running, you can do your vehicle cargo, you can do your special cargo, you can do stuff like that. And I think that's just super cool that you can do it all out of this vehicle, and you can drive this vehicle around the map, so you don't always have to go back to your building every single time you want to do a different mission. So I think that's just something that makes this really cool and a little bit different than the other stuff I have on this list. And that is why it is sitting at the number 4 spot. Let's hop in to the number 3 spot on this list. And it's actually can be stored right here, which is just perfect. Alright, and for our number 3 on the list, it is going to be the Mark II Oppressor. And I understand a lot of people are probably really confused right now, either why this isn't higher or maybe why this isn't even lower. I put this dead center in the middle only because it does give you really good features. Don't get me wrong, you get to fly around the map. It gets really easy over time to just get across the map back and forth. It takes very little time compared to driving, but the reason it is on number 3 is because of the price. This thing is going to run you guys almost $4 million. And that's a lot of money. Okay, and that's why it is on the number 3 list. If it was maybe cheaper, and I know you guys can get like the $1 million discount and stuff, but I'm talking no discount, no nothing. Those are the prices I'm going off of, okay? And it is $3.8 million, which is just absurd if you ask me. So that is why it's on the number 3 list. But it does have some pros still. It is really easy to get around the map if you guys are trying to do jobs and stuff, and it's all the way in Sandy Shores and you're at the airport, say. It's super easy to get there, and that's pretty good, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I've used it multiple times. It helps me out quite a lot with jobs. Another thing is it's really good against griefers, you know. You have homing missiles if a griefer tries running away from you after killing you multiple times. It is really good for that. Or you can be like me right now going to grief this kid and he has no clue about it. You can sit there, you can act friendly, and he'll try to trust you, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you blow him up. Just like that. You just blow him up. But other than that, this is a really good vehicle, and I think you guys should get this vehicle if you have the money. If not, don't waste your money on it. It's not worth it. There are some better options in this list as we go down the line. So let's get into those. Alright, and for our number 2 on the list, we have the Brigade 6x6. Now this thing is going to run you about $1.4 million, which honestly, for what it is, isn't too bad. And with the new drug wars that just got released, well, maybe didn't just get released, but it got released. This thing is called your Acid Lab. It comes in through your services, just like a lot of these other vehicles do. I know the Terabyte does too. Comes in through your services, that's how you get them. But you can use it to do jobs, just like the Terabyte. Now this thing is a little bit more agile than the Terabyte. I wouldn't do any car chases with this thing, I will say that. But it is a pretty dang good vehicle to have. Now this thing can take 43 rockets to blow up. There is no chance anybody is killing you unless they are modding or unless you are just letting them shoot you and not doing anything about it, okay? Now, this thing is amazing. It's all-terrain. It's perfect. Now, I will say in this clip, I did try showing you guys the inside. It would not let me inside, so it's just me scrambling around, trying to get inside and show you guys. But obviously, I couldn't get into it. It is what it is. Just know there is a lab in there, and you should be able to access the lab. Why it wouldn't let me, I have no clue. But this thing is a pretty good truck. On top of it taking so many rockets, these windows are bullet resistant. Now, they are not bulletproof, but they will take a certain amount of bullets before the windows actually break, which I think is pretty dang sweet. All right. And honestly, for the price it is, $1.4 million, I think this is pretty good. $1.4 million, and you get to do jobs out of it, and it's pretty goddamn bulletproof if you ask me. I don't think anyone's going to mess with you when you're running around in this, and that is why it is on number 2 of the list. But I know what you guys have all been waiting for. You guys have all been waiting for number 1 on the list, and that's what we're getting to right now, okay? So, without further ado, let's get to the number 1. Number 1 on the list is going to have to be the Sparrow, and I'm going to say this as fast as I possibly can. I am so sorry about the clip. I had a modder start modding me at the end of the clip and crashed my game, so it is a really short clip. But key points in this Sparrow is it's only going to cost you $1.8 million. It is really good to grief players in or hide from grief players. It is a pretty damn good thing. It is armed. You can get rockets on it, so that's pretty damn good. And on top of all of that, it makes jobs so much easier. There is no downside to this thing. Zero downside. And that's why it's on my number 1 list. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy, like, subscribe, notifications, turn them on, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.